The old hotel stands against the night sky, its windows like hollow eyes. The air heavy with silence, the security trainees arrive, flashlights flickering, boots echoing on dusty floors. The instructor says this is a routine overnight drill, nothing more. They explore long hallways lined with peeling wallpaper, chandeliers hanging like bones from the ceiling. The west wing feels colder. The shadows stretch longer. Someone finds a rusted door no one remembers. Seeing it before carved into the frame is a single word. Mirror inside is a room filled wall to wall with mirrors tall and narrow wide. And cracked, some stained like tears ran down the glass. The reflections inside seem off just enough to make your skin crawl. One trainee steps closer. The mirror shows him grinning, though he is not. The next day he is different, quieter, slower eyes, heavy like he has not slept in days. He walks past mirrors and flinches at his own face. Someone swears they saw him watching them from behind a mirror, even though he stood right beside them. One trainee disappears, his flashlight left flickering in the mirror room. His voice comes through the radio, saying, "Help me, help me, help me," until the static swallows it whole. They search, but find nothing, only their reflections watching with smiles that do not belong. The mirrors begin to appear elsewhere in the hotel, tiny shards in corners, polished metal on door handles, reflections in puddles, all of them, moving just a second too slow, sometimes too fast, sometimes not at all. One girl sees herself asleep, but she is wide awake. They try to cover the mirrors with sheets, but the sheets burn away by morning. One mirror cracks and a scream echoes from it, low and sharp, like metal twisting in the dark. When they return, the room is different. More mirrors, more angles, the air thicker, harder to breathe. Another trainee vanishes, his reflection still standing in the mirror room, smiling, motionless. The door locks behind them. Each night then creaks open again, as if inviting them back in one by one. Their faces change, tired, hollow, unsure if they are still themselves. They gather by the mirror room door, afraid to enter, afraid not to enter. The mirrors hum, now like something alive, each reflection whispering in a voice that feels like it is coming. From inside their heads, they know if they open that door again, they may not come back out. The hallway stretches longer each day. The stairwells lead nowhere. The hotel eats time and names and memories. Some of them stop speaking, afraid the wrong voice might come out, afraid their reflections will answer instead. One trainee stands before a mirror and does not blink. He stands in front of the mirror for hours. The others call his name, but he does not turn. The mirror breathes fog onto the glass from the inside. His reflection presses a hand to the surface. His real hand stays by his side. They leave him there, afraid to pull him away, afraid of what they might touch instead. They walk the halls in silence. The lights above them flicker in patterns that do not repeat. One bulb shatters and the glass spells a name none of them recognize. The hotel shifts. Rooms that were once empty now echo with footsteps that do not match their own voices, whisper from behind closed doors, saying words they do not understand. The floorboards creak in rhythms like slow breathing. One of the trainees finds a mirror where there should be a window. He looks outside and sees himself staring back, standing in a room he has never entered yet. The reflection blinks and walks away, disappearing into a fog he cannot explain. The instructor's voice returns through the static of a broken radio, saying the same sentence over and over: "Come back inside. Come back inside. Come back inside." Even when they throw the radio away, they still hear it at night. Another mirror cracks in the hallway, but this time it bleeds thick, dark, and slow. It drips into the carpet and spreads like oil. Their shoes stick to it when they walk, and the smell follows them even when they try to escape it. The reflections begin to talk without moving their mouths. Their eyes follow the trainees from frame to frame, mirror to mirror, room to room. No matter how fast they walk, they feel eyes pressing against the back of their necks. They try to break every mirror in the room with chairs, with fists, with fire, but the shards only multiply, each shard showing a different version of them. Some screaming, some smiling, some watching with mouths wide open and eyes full of shadow. One trainee begs the others to tie him up, says he is dreaming while awake, says the mirrors are inside him. Now his skin feels cold. His reflection starts to move. Before he does, as if it is leading and he is following. Now they sleep in shifts, but even the dreams are broken, full of glass and hands reaching through smoke. Sometimes they wake up in different places with no memory of how they got there. Sometimes they wake up still staring into a mirror. The hallway to the mirror room grows longer each night. The lights above flicker slower. The hum of the building feels like a heartbeat. They try not to look at the walls now, afraid of what they might see moving just beneath the surface. Someone finds an old journal in a drawer near. The front desk page is torn, stained with something dark. It tells of others. Before them, trainees who entered the mirror room and were never seen again. Their names scratched out their faces, drawn in red ink. The mirrors begin to whisper all at once, soft and overlapping, like a crowd speaking from far away. The voices say, "Come closer. Show us, let us in," over and over until their ears ring and their own thoughts feel like someone else's. Another trainee walks into the mirror room without saying a word. The others scream for him to stop, but he does not turn. The mirrors close around him like a mouth. His reflection turns. Back once, eyes completely black, and then he is gone. The rest of them lock the door behind him, nail it shut, stack furniture in front of it. But the next morning, the door is open again. The mirrors untouched, the furniture gone as if it had never been placed there. They see themselves in places they have never been in mirrors. They do not recognize. One reflection stands in the woods, another underwater, another buried in snow. All of them watching, all of them waiting. The hotel no longer matches the map. Hallways twist, staircases vanish, walls breathe. Some doors open into nothing, some open into light too bright to see through, and when they close again, the floor is wet. One girl finds her reflection mouthing her full name over and over, her middle name. One she never told anyone, not even in the application. She turns away, but the reflection keeps watching even after she's gone. They stop sleeping, they stop speaking, they write notes to each other and burn them after reading, afraid. The mirrors will learn their voices, afraid they already have. Only two remain now, or maybe one in a reflection. No one is sure anymore. Not even themselves. Not even the one staring back, who smiles just a little too long, just a little too wide, just enough to make the lights go dim again. The mirrors begin to hum louder now, the sound deep like a voice too large to hear clearly. One trainee covers their ears and still feels the vibration in their bones. The glass ripples as if it is breathing slow and steady, like something asleep and dreaming. They try to leave again. They find the front door wide open and filled with fog that does not move. One of them steps through and disappears without sound, without a scream, just gone. The air tastes like iron and smoke, and when they step back, the door is gone. They carve symbols into the walls, marks they think will protect them, circles and eyes and slashes from broken mirror shards. The reflections watch silently. Some seem amused, some seem angry, one seems afraid. They find themselves in photographs on the walls, old black and white, photos stained and curling at the edges. They are standing in the background behind people who should be dead, wearing the same clothes they wore that morning. The hotel grows quiet, no creaks, no wind, no whispers. The kind of quiet that feels wrong, like a breath being held, the kind that makes you want to scream, just to know you still have a voice, but they are afraid the mirrors will answer instead. One trainee sees a version of themselves in a mirror, standing in a field of ash surrounded by mirrors. Facing inward, they blink, and in that moment, the reflection smiles and holds up a hand covered in something red. Then the image fades. They hear footsteps behind them, but when they turn, no one is there. Then they see themselves walking way down the hall, the same clothes, the same gate, but the reflection in the window shows them still standing, still watching. The mirrors begin to show them moments that never happened, memories of places they have never been, people they never met. Someone whispers a name they forgot years ago, and when they turn, their reflection mouths it too. They begin to forget each other. Names, voices, faces blurred. One asks, "How many of us are left?" And no one answers because no one knows. No one wants to be the first to say, "I think I am the only one left." And now they stand in front of the mirror room door again. Heart-pounding breath, slow, their reflection standing beside them. Instead of in front, waiting, watching, reaching toward the handle with a hand that is not quite theirs. They open the door without touching it. The mirror room breathes out, a low hiss like air escaping something buried. The walls are different. Now taller, wider, the mirrors no longer reflect. Instead, they shimmer like water, waiting to be stepped through. They step inside, one foot, then the next. The temperature drops, their breath visible, but not rising. It sinks to the floor like smoke. The mirrors show nothing, not even shadows, but something watches from behind the glass eyes, blinking out of sync in the far corner. They walk deeper, the room stretching endlessly behind them. Mirrors on mirrors, now even the ceiling, even the floor. The reflections start to return one by one, each of them frozen in different poses, hands raised, faces turned away, mouths open wide, and silent screams. A whisper begins, no words, just vibration in the back of the skull, like a memory trying to claw its way forward. The mirrors start to tremble, but only slightly, as if something on the other side is pacing, waiting, knowing they are finally close. They find a mirror showing the hallway they just came from, only now it is filled with people dressed like them, staring back, unmoving, their eyes blank, their bodies still, but their shadows twitch and crawl across the floor like worms. The reflections now speak. One says, "Let go." Another says, "Stay with us." One says nothing but moves its mouth in a loop as if caught. In a sentence that will never end, they try to turn around, but there is no door behind them anymore. A long crack runs through one of the mirrors, then another. The sound is wet, not sharp like glass, more like bone splitting, slow and quiet. Something presses from behind the mirror, stretching the surface like thin skin about to tear. They run, but every direction leads back to the same mirror. The one with their reflection, smiling, slightly wrong lips, too thin, teeth too many. Its eyes are familiar, but not from their own face, from someone they buried in a dream. They scream, but the room absorbs the sound like a sponge. Nothing echoes anymore, not even their footsteps. The mirrors reflect nothing. Now just a soft, pulsing light, the color of bruises and smoke and old blood. One mirror turns black, not broken, just black, and one reflection steps out slowly, hands first, then head, then the rest of its body, perfectly matching them, except it does not blink and it does not stop walking forward, even as they begin to back away into the dark. The doppelganger stops inches away, breathless but not breathing. They stare at each other eye to eye. Then it smiles wider and steps into them. It is not an attack, it is emerging. Skin shivers, heart stumbles, memories blur. For a moment there are two pulses in one body, then just one. The mirrors go still. No shimmer, no light, just cold black glass. And in each one a new reflection. Identical figures standing silent, watching. The room breathes in. The figure no longer, they turns to face the final mirror, touches it gently, it no longer resists. They walk through. Behind them the mirrors fill with faces, screaming silently, mouths frozen wide. Hands pressed to glass that will never break, and the door, the one that never opened, clicks shut on its own.